Welcome to my new studio. I'm in the fortunate position to my new place, actually to be able to build two spaces where I can work from and make my videos and tell my stories. And so I thought that you might like to know what's going on. This bag, for example, slightly whimsical, an Apple Macintosh bag from 1985, and I use it to keep cables, all cables on the floor here, and it's followed me, and this has been the center of building. I've worked out 18, it's a lot, 18 editing rooms in total, and this is the latest one. How often do you get to, have a room that you can build, not from scratch, but almost from scratch, purpose build it?
My cabinet?
Preparation for my expedition, and I'm just kind of positioning everything. I've still got to build the drawers and put them in there. My hard disk drives are down there, and I'm just trying to get a feeling for the space. As part of the planning for this, I even purchased a new light, and this light was actually purchased in the States. I couldn't get it in Australia. And that was actually, we bought it in the States, and then I was going to go there in 2020, and we had a big project. And of course it had to be cancelled. And so building the studio here, I eventually said, there's no point in leaving it there. So I had them send it here. And there it is. It's a beautiful light, and I'm just learning how to use it. I painted the ceiling grey, so I would reduce the amount of bounce off the, you get nice light interior when you reduce bounce off the ceiling and also bounce off the floor. So this has got a darkish floor, although it is reddish in color, which is probably tinting the skin tones now quite a bit because I'm getting red light reflecting back off the floor. Neutral from the top, and it should actually look quite good. So I'm genuinely, this is the first time I just plonked it down, pointed it at myself and tuned it a bit, and that's it. So that light is, it's also very gentle on the eye, and it's an interesting design. It has an eggshell pattern baffle, and what it's actually doing is it's making sure that the light that it is producing is going in one direction. If you think about a sunset, why does the light look so amazing at a sunset? Not just looking at the sun. If you turn around, the light's amazing, it's particularly after a storm. What the storm is doing is that the clouds, you've basically got no light bouncing going up and coming back down because the clouds are darkish, and there's no light coming from above. It's all coming from one source, like this light. Likewise, because the angle of the light is low, close to sunset, there's very little bounce of light from the ground up. So everything has this beautiful look about it, because it's taking almost all of its light from one direction with a little bit of fill, and it has this hard and soft look at the same time, and that's what this light is emulating. Okay, I've had a look at it. Not fantastic, but not terrible. I like the look of it, but if you look under my chin, there's some quite hard shadows under my chin, which means I need another light, small light, low level, just to fill that in, take out some of the contrast of the light on my face, but it's a good start. So how does that look now? That looks quite good, actually. think, is that a little bit harsh? So here's the desk. I finished that yesterday. I have sanded it and I've varnished it, and it's now ready for me to put all of the equipment on it, finally. And I've ordered a shelf unit to go up here, which is going to be a camera station where I can work on my camera equipment and clean it and charge batteries and do all of those things that I need to do prior to a shoot. And as for the rest of the room, well, it's going to have to do quite a few things. Actually, I've got a good amount of space to do it in. My edit suite consists of an Apple Mac Pro. This is the iMac Pro. I have a total in here of 32 terabytes of hard disk drive space that I have incorporated into a soundproof box. I've tested it. I cannot hear it. Even sitting right here, I cannot hear that drive spin. I have a pretty basic USB mixer. Needs a bit of dusting, and then a microphone for recording narration. I'm going to have to do a bit of work in here because the ambience is not particularly good. There's a little bit of reverb, but I've got a plan in mind for that. That's not a difficult thing to solve. One of the decisions I've got to make, do I have my primary screen left or right? I generally prefer to have the edit center and bins, or my image bins, on the left. But I don't think I can do that here unless I move this. Yes, I need to move this. So I use a software called Blackmagic DaVinci Resolve for my editing. Those of you who are starting editing, I recommend Blackmagic DaVinci Resolve because even the free version is brilliant. Even the free version is brilliant. So as a starter, honestly, there's nothing like it. I far prefer it to, even now with the full version editing, I far prefer it to its main competitor, which would be Adobe Premiere, which I don't like for a number of reasons, mainly because Adobe won't stop changing it. So you'll do an every 6 or so months. They'll do an update. Great, update. Where are my menu items gone? Where are all those things that I learned to do quickly? Shortcuts, they keep changing them. And eventually I said, no more. And that was about 3-4 years ago. I said, not gonna live with this anymore. And it's expensive. How does that look? Better? That should look quite nice now. I put speakers up there. The screen is working. This is the area where I put all my shots, my content, and then I assemble it on this screen here. Amplifiers here. I'll probably actually might change that to a shelf instead of having the individual speakers. See, the thing is with a editing room, it's you know, during the in addition to that, I've got you're about to see that piece now. It's fluid. You change it and you change it and you adjust it and then suddenly, boom, yes, it's working. And then it can stay like that for years. So I'm not at that point yet. So this is not the only thing that I'm doing on this property for working videos on the channel. This is the next one. And in addition to that, I've got my new workshop.
Good morning, everyone.
That space is being specifically built for a very specific project that'll start in 2021. A little bit of channel news. I have sold the Africa Land Cruiser. It was unfortunate that I had to do it. I didn't want to do it, but COVID-19 is not going away. And so the idea of yet another year, a second year, where I cannot travel to Africa and use that asset It's just untenable. I can't have a Channel asset sitting gathering dust. So that's been sold, and the funds are coming to Australia for a new project in 2021. Now, I'm going to give you now a quick shot. See, okay, I'm going to be towing a trailer. The trailer is going to weigh approximately, give or take, 1,300 kilograms in total, fully laden. Then when you take the cargo off, the cargo itself weighs approximately, empty weight, 400 kilograms. So any ideas, hints? It is not an accommodation unit that I'm going to be towing. As you know, I'm just plain not interested in towing my accommodation. It's not a boat. It's something like this. It's a very unique aircraft, and I'm going to be building it myself. More details coming soon. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe and click the notifications bell so you don't miss our weekly videos.